Leeds United. Leeds United has gotten promoted to the English Premier League. We're all very, very excited. Niners are excited. Will Ferrell, Russell Crowe, Jordan Spieth, all the members of 49ers Enterprises going to get a big payday. And recently, Parag Marathe, who's running that whole operation over there, was interviewed by Front Office Sports. I would highly recommend looking this up and reading it because he never talks as much about football, but he talked at length about soccer and their investment in Leeds United. What stuck out to you about this interview?
The thing that stuck out the most is, I don't know what the exact quote was, but him saying they're willing to spend whatever it takes. That was like, what? Like, this is the same organization that's cutting all of their spending this year with the 49ers. And what's crazy is Leeds is they're not a profitable business. They lost money last year, whereas the 49ers is a profitable business, but you're willing to spend whatever it takes on a non-profitable business, but you're not willing to spend whatever it takes on a profitable business. And that's confusing to me. I don't understand that thought process.
Now, what Jed says is that these are different pools of money. Even though Niners Enterprise owns all of this, the Niners, Leeds, Rangers FC, he said that they don't affect each other at all and just left it at that. And it's like, yeah, maybe, but it's just, I don't know anything about money or economics. I can't dispute it, but all I know is you're making these statements and you're preparing to spend a ton of money on midfielders and strikers and soccer players while you are simultaneously slashing your spending budget for linebackers and defensive linemen and offensive linemen. And you say it's a complete coincidence. Okay. Well, it looks like it's not. I can't say whether it is. It looks really bad. And it looks like it's a one-to-one cause and effect, but I guess we'll see.
I have, excuse me, I have 4 businesses. They're not billion-dollar businesses, so I'm not trying to make that comparison. But I do have 4 businesses, my family does. And when one's struggling, it does affect the other, even though you don't commingle funds. You're looking at the, profits and losses of all your businesses individually. To say it doesn't affect it is, the monies aren't tied together, right? But you're still operating all of these businesses and looking at your profits and losses of all of these businesses. So I think it absolutely has an effect on it. I just don't understand soccer maybe enough, or the business side of soccer enough to really understand why they're investing so heavily in a team that's not profitable when they're pulling back on the NFL team that they own that is profitable. Like, that doesn't make sense to me, but maybe it's because of ignorance.
PrizePicks is sponsoring the Cohn Zone this year. PrizePicks is the leader in daily fantasy and the best place to win cash while watching sports. And the best part about the app is it's really easy to use. To create a lineup, all you have to do is pick more or less on a few players' stats. I'm a Niners guy. So when I'm doing PrizePicks, I'm looking, the last couple of years, I'm looking at Deebo Samuel because I know Deebo Samuel better than Deebo Samuel knows Deebo Samuel. So if it's like drops, I'm taking more. Or if it's like punches thrown towards his long snapper on the sideline during the fourth quarter of a game the 49ers will go on to win, I'm smashing more because I know the 49ers and I'm a PrizePicks guy. Now, maybe they didn't have those exact plays, but they have so many plays that'll make your head spin. And you can play PrizePicks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Best part about it is the new user offer. PrizePicks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. So win or lose, you'll get $50 just for playing. That sounds like a win to me. Use promo code COHN, COHN, to claim your $50 today. Tell them Grant sent you. Well, I can explain it to you. The last answer from Parag is very interesting and illuminating. So this is the question, the last question of the interview. With reports of 49ers Enterprises exploring the acquisition of Scottish soccer club Rangers FC, what is the strategy for Leeds and 49ers Enterprises around building a multi-club portfolio? Right? What is the brand, the grand vision here? Parag says this: it's not a multi-club ownership model in the traditional sense where you've got feeder clubs going up to a parent club. Consider all these closed loop universes where what we are looking for are clubs that have a history of success, but by virtue of that success have great global fan bases. Call it uncut diamonds. It's what the 49ers were 25 years ago when I first got involved, needing to make them better on the field and commercially. Same thing with Leeds. Similar things in other clubs that we're focused on as well. We are first and foremost looking for that. Where can we really help grow and value make clubs better? So the call it uncut diamonds line, where that's what really stuck out to me. He's looking for teams that have a history of success, that built a global fan base, but haven't been successful for a while, and as a result aren't making money. He looks at it as like, it's a money-making opportunity. There's all these fans. They're right there. You just have to give them something to root for. You have to give them hope. You have to make them faithful. Do you have to give them a championship? No. Right. What you got to do is just make it seem like you're taking it seriously. Invest in some players. Improve the stadium. They're making major improvements on the stadium over there. So
it's about finding teams that have large fan bases that you can be profitable with and compete, not necessarily anything else, right?
Hey, the Niners have this sleeping giant of a fan base. There's nothing for them to root for because this team freaking sucks and they know it. But if we just give them some structure and a plan, they will buy jerseys. They will buy tickets. They will pay us a lot of money. And we don't have to win a championship. We don't. We just have to have a quest for the championship. And now we can do the same thing with Leeds, who apparently, in England, there's cities that have multiple clubs. Leeds just has this one. And they used to be good, haven't been good in a while. There's a big fan base there that's dying for something to root for. So Parag's going to go sell them hope and spend on a bunch of players. Whether they win a championship or not doesn't matter. And they'll try to do the same thing in Scotland. This is what the Niners do.
Hey, honestly, man, if you take out the 49ers fandom in me, you got to respect the hustle and the business side of it. Like, it's great business, right? They see the potential to make money, and that's what it's about for them. Hopefully in the process they win a championship. But it's really good business. I can't hate on that, honestly, man. And I saw a recent report that the 49ers are selling more jerseys than the Cowboys, than any team in the NFL. So what they're doing is working from a profitability standpoint. So I can't hate on it, man. I respect the hustle.
So, but what they need for Leeds United to become he's basically saying like Leeds is the next 49ers. He's like, this is what the Niners were 25 years ago. So in my opinion, what he's saying is like the project is done with the Niners. The Niners are viable. They make a lot of money. It doesn't matter whether they win a Super Bowl or not. And we can't really extract more profitability out of the Niners. Like their profit, we've tapped that out. And so really all we can do with the Niners is spend a little bit less because we know the stadium's going to be filled up. We know we're going to get X amount of money in terms of its tickets and merch. All we got to do is maximize that by not spending too much. But I mean, Leeds could get relegated again next year. So we need to really invest hard the next 3 years to make this stable like the Niners are. And then eventually we can go cheap with Leeds too, because we won't have to worry about them getting relegated. But now they're trying to make that a stable revenue stream. It's not yet. The Niners are a stable revenue stream, which means they can pull back a little bit. Make this your best season yet with nutritious 2-minute meals from Factor. Eating well has never been this easy. Just heat up and enjoy, giving you more time to do what you want. Get outside instead of prepping and cooking indoors. Factor meals arrive fresh and ready to eat, perfect for any active lifestyle. With 45 weekly menu options, you can pick gourmet meals that fit your goals. Choose from Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more. Factor powers your day with satisfying breakfasts, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts. It's easy to savor more this spring. Factor meals factor in the flavor with none of the fuss. Get started at factormeals.com/Cohn50off and use code Cohn50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's Cohn50off at factormeals.com/Cohn50off for 50% off plus free shipping.
And that's why I think, going back to what we talked about with Kyle, stability from a business standpoint is what they're after, and they found that, and Kyle helps them with that. He makes them competitive year in and year out. Hasn't won a Super Bowl, but that doesn't really matter. Are we a stable business? Now that we're a stable, profitable business, we could just lower our spending to make us a little bit more profitable and we're in money. And then they're trying to do the same thing, it sounds like, on the soccer side. So good from a business standpoint. could be frustrating from a fan standpoint if you're a 49ers fan a little bit.
Yeah, because what you want is an ownership group like the Eagles, a team that's 100% focused on winning a Super Bowl,
Right.
not having a lot of teams and making a lot of money and being profitable. Like, all that's great, but a fan wants the Eagles experience, an ownership group that will spend whatever it takes, that is maniacally focused on that one team. It's what Eddie DeBartolo was, and it's what Jed York really isn't. And maybe he'll win a championship in the English Premier League and the NFL, but if he doesn't, I think this kind of explains why. Like, what is his goal? His goal is to make a lot of money, and he's doing a great job.
It's exactly what the Cowboys are doing. Like Jerry Jones, if you look at the Cowboys from like a Cowboys fan standpoint, they're not going to win a Super Bowl anytime soon, but their business is bigger than anybody's. And that's what the Niners have become. It's about, like, putting butts in seats, selling jerseys, being competitive to make the fans feel like, it's always a possibility with the Niners. That's what the Cowboys do. It's the Cowboys method. So I think they kind of modeled themselves after what the Cowboys have done in that regard, and seems like they're pushing the same way with soccer. So it's a great business model. It's just, as a fan, you don't want to hear that. You want your team all in on winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah, what's interesting, and then we'll move on. Compare the Niners to the Chiefs. Okay, the Chiefs have won how many Super Bowls? 3, 4? A lot.
4? Yeah.
4. And yet, the Niners are worth more money than the Chiefs. They generate more money. They're worth more money than the Chiefs. That says everything you need to know, man. Yeah. Winning a Super Bowl, for the Niners, it would make them a lot more profitable. But for any organization, it doesn't necessarily make you the uncut diamond that Parag Marathe is looking for. Like, he'd rather have a team with this that's had previous success and a global fan base than a team that like could win a bunch of championships right now, because that doesn't necessarily make you more profitable. Like, look at Kansas City.
I mean, the most profitable teams in the NFL are the Niners and the Cowboys, and they haven't won a Super Bowl in 30 years.
Teams that are institutions, teams with history.
Right.
So they're profiting off of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Hey, remember the Niners when you were growing up, how great they were? They're back. We reopened Alcatraz. Why don't you come and check it out? It's kind of like how you remembered it, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
right.
All their parents, like I got, 4 kids. They're all Niner fans because I'm a Niner fan because I got to see greatness in the 90s and 80s. They haven't seen it, but it doesn't matter because they're going to do what dad does and be a Niner fan. So yeah, they're playing off of that, the history.